welcome to today's class. Today we are going to be dealing on basic sound on vowels and consonants. Is that taken? So we will be dealing on word formation, consonant and vowels. So from this today you will be able to get the two-letter words simply very easy. From today's class, you will know how come about the two-letter words that people have been reading, it, of. What brings about those two-letter words? From today's class, you'll be able to get the perfect understanding of the two-letter words, how come about them. Exactly. So the basic sound of consonant and vowel are this. And from our previous class, we have discussed about the 5 vowel sounds, which are a, e, o, u. Those are our vowel sounds, while the remaining 21 are the consonants. Is that taken? So this is a, e, o, u. They are our vowel. Again, a, e, o, u. So if you don't know this, I will enjoy you to go back to the previous video and watch them. So if this is a, if you add a consonant which is b, it becomes ab. Is that clear? It becomes what? Ab. And this is e. If you add another consonant which is b, it becomes eb. So we are going to be reciting them together so that you get the perfect understanding. This is ab, eb, ib, ob, ob. I will enjoy you to follow my pronunciation and follow my mouth. Is that clear? Follow my mouth, how I'm going to be pronouncing them. That is how you are going to get it perfectly well. Is that taken? Ab, eb, ib, ob, ak. You could see that I indicated K at the top of the C, showing that it's taking K sound. C is taking K sound. So whenever you see K at the top of C, you know that it's taking K sound. This is ak, ek, ik, ok, ok. That is why I indicated all this. Is taking the ok sound. Is that clear? This is ak, ek, ik, ok, ok. Add, ed, id, odd, odd. Add, ed, id, odd, odd. Is that clear? Follow my mouth pronunciation. I will enjoy you to follow the mouth pronunciation in order for you to get the accurate pronunciation. This is add, ed, id, odd, odd. App, f. Some persons pronounce this as f. This is, but if you are pronouncing this as f, what do you now pronounce it? If you are pronouncing this as f, what do you now call this? So note the difference of how they are being pronounced. This is up, f, it, of, up, f, if, of, up, ag, egg, ig, og, og. Again, ag, egg, ig, og, og. In most words, H is silent in our word pronunciation. In most of the time, H is silent in our word pronunciation. That is why we are having this to be a, e, o, a, e, o, o. This is ak, ek, ik, ok, ok. Ak, ek, ik, ok, ok. You see that my tongue is coming out with the L pronunciation. Al, el, il, all, al, el, il, all. You see my mouth is closed. Em, with the M sound. Em, im, um. Again, em, im, um, an, en, in, on, an, en, in, on, up. Your mouth get closed and open. Up, ep, hip, up, you get open and close, open, close, up, ep, hip, up. AR is ah. You see that my mouth is open, like ah, the long ah sound. This is ah. My mouth is open wide. Ah. You could see that this A arrow and this are having similar sound, even with just the, but this one is taking the long R sound. This A arrow is taking long R sound. This is ah. Your mouth is open. Ah, e, I, o, ah, e, I, o. Okay? As, et, it, us, us, as, et, is, us, at, et, it, ought, at, et, it, ought, have, the V sound is coming out. Have, if, of. Okay? How, of. As your tongue is closed, your teeth is closed, then your tongue tries to bring out air in within the tongue. As, is, us. Are, as, oi, or. You could see that all these ones are not having some words. Is that taken? They are not having some words. So there are no words like that in English word. As, is, us. So you could see that from this, you could easily have your two-letter words formation without any problem. This is how come about the two-letter words that you are having most of the time. That some persons will tell you it without telling you how come about those it. So if you have this, becomes as. If you have this, also it becomes at. Becomes it. Becomes what? If. Is that clear? Us. US is ought. Us. US is us. Then OF is off. ON is on. UP is up. Is that clear? AM is am. IN is in. So you can see that with this, we can easily have our two-letter words formation without any problem. With ease, you can easily, with this now you can easily have your two-letter words formation. Is that okay? You getting to know this will aid you to have your two-letter words formation. AM is am, like as indicated. AN is an. So knowing this pronunciation will aid you in forming your two-letter words or proceeding from two-letter words to three-letter or four-letter. Is that taken? Is that understood? So I will enjoy you to get yourself familiar with this also by reciting it often and often. Is that taken? So I will also go back to reciting it so that we get ourselves familiar with it. So if you are also being told to have some word being spelled with the vowel starting the words, you have it very easy, knowing the sound of all this. Is that clear? This is how you can easily have your word formation. Knowing the basic sound of vowels and consonants will help you to have your two-letter words formation without any problem. This is how come about the two-letter words that you are having. Why some persons will not tell you how come about the two-letter word. We just know that it is it. How does it come about? We don't know. This is a, e, o, u. So if I know that this is e, if I add a consonant to it, it gives me a particular sound. Is that understood? If I know that this is a, if I add another consonant to it, it gives me a particular sound also. Is that understood? So knowing the sound of this vowel will help you in your word formation. Is that understood? So let's take a look at it also again by reciting it one more time in order for us to get familiar with it. A, e, I, o, u. A, I, o, u. Ab, ib, ob, ob. Ab, ib, ob, ob. Ak, ik, ok, ok. Ak, ik, ok, ok. Ad, id, od, od. Ad, id, od, od. Af, ip, op, op. Af, ip, op, op. Ag, ig, og, og. Ag, ig, og, og. A, I, o, o. Ak, ik, ok, ok. Ak, ik, ok, ok. Al, il, ol, ol. Al, il, ol, ol. Am, im, om. Am, im, om. An, in, on. An, in, on. Up, ip, up, up. Up, ip, up, up. A, I, o, o. A, I, o, o. As, I, o, o. As, I, o, o. As, it, ot, ot. Again, at, ed, it, ot, ot. Av, ev, iv, of. Av, ev, iv, of. Av, ev, of. Ad, ad, ed, id, od. Ad, ed, id, od. Ow, el, o, od. Ad, ed, id, od, od. Ad, ed, id, od, od. So this is how they are being pronounced. So now I will enjoy you to get yourself familiar with all of this so that you have it very easy when you want to have your word formation. Is that clear? So these are what gives us our two-letter words. Is that okay? As you can see, this is an example of as, it, us, on, at, if, of, up, in, and. Is that clear? So with this, you can easily have your two-letter words formation with ease. Is that taken? So know the basic sound of the consonant and vowel, and you are good to go in terms of your two-letter words formation and in terms of progressing further in your word formation. It is very simple. Just follow this basic method and you are good to go in terms of your word formation. It is very simple. So I will enjoy you to follow this method in your word formation. If you know the pronunciation, it will be very, very simple for you to learn how to read and write. It is not difficult. Anybody can easily learn how to read around with this method. Just knowing this method will aid you in knowing how to read and write. So we have come to the end of today's class, and I want you to take a step further by giving yourself some homework to do. Don't just learn it once and leave it and believing that it's going to remain. It's going to be a continuous thing that you have to practice often in order for you to get familiar with them. So if you know all these basic things, it will be very easy for you to have the bigger word spelled on your own. Knowing this will help you to spell 5-letter, 8-letter words, as the case may be. So get yourself familiar by reciting this often and often. Have a note where you jot down things. It's not just learning and not practicing it. Learn it, practice it, and see how you are progressing in terms of your word formation. Is that taken? Is that understood? So these are the basic things you need. So by the time I'm coming next for the next class, you'll see that we are going to be progressing with our word formation on how to read and write. So you knowing this basically is the beginning of how to read and write. Knowing how to pronounce this vowel sound will help you in a very long way in knowing how to read and write. Don't just trivialize these 5 letters that you have seen. These 5 letters. These 5 letters will give us our main word. We are going to be having different pronunciation of them later, which we call homophones. This has about 3 or 4 words that gives you this particular sound or this E. We have a lot of words that give us E sound. Double E will gives you this sound, and sometimes E, A gives you this E sound. So knowing this sound first is the basic things you have to know in terms of knowing how to read and write. Don't trivialize this 5 vowel sound. It is very paramount in helping you to know how to read and write. Don't trivialize these 5 letters. They are very, very essential. Is that clear? So if you believe that you've learned anything in today's class, I want you to give it a thumb up, share the video and like so that other people can see the knowledge that we are sharing so that they can join us for this class. Subscribe also to my YouTube channel so that you get notified whenever I drop the next video. We have come to the end of today's class. See you in my next class.